Rice. It's not just a simple grain. It's the staple food of roughly 3.5 billion people. From the arid plains of Africa to the rice-terraced fields of Southeast Asia, rice plays a vital role in the daily lives of many, even more so here in the Philippines.
You may have noticed that rice is rarely missing from the table. We always incorporate it into our meals, whether breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It gives us a bulk of carbohydrates, which is perfect, especially for those who do hard labor. And of course, it goes with almost any meal. However, despite rice's crucial role in being part of our culinary culture, many portions could be better spent. The average Filipino consumes 325 grams of rice daily yet weighs 3%, or roughly 10 grams. It may seem small, but considering how many people eat rice daily in the Philippines, it's more than just food waste. It's an issue of nationwide concern. Now, in order to show the magnitude of the rice waste, allow us to use linear function in representing, where WP is the rice waste relative to population, or W is the rice waste per Filipino, P is population, and B is the rice waste when the population is 0. By substituting the values, we now get that, which equates to 900,000 kilograms of rice wasted daily. If we multiply that by roughly 345 days, since not all daily meals include rice, that's roughly 310,500,000 kilograms of rice wasted yearly from consumption alone, which is most probably thrown away to decompose. And rice waste of that magnitude can lead to environmental issues, as rice is among the foods with the highest carbon impacts and the number one contributor among plant-based diets. That's mainly because rice crops emit methane as organic matter decomposes in flooded paddies. Rice also requires large quantities of land and water, which means that the high levels of waste are particularly damaging. This issue is mainly caused and further worsened by the ongoing rise in food wastage of rice and its subsequent products. Now, this issue can put even more pressure on the farmers and the land surrounding their farms due to the high demand and high amount of waste produced just from the simple act of throwing rice and its subsequent products, without even giving a second thought on how they can be reused and repurposed, or on how the actual wastage of rice itself can be lessened. To express the carbon emissions of rice waste and production in numerical form, we shall once again use a linear function, where EW is the overall carbon emissions, CE is the carbon footprint per gram of rice, W is rice waste per year, and PE is emissions from rice production. By substituting the values, we now get that, which equates to 13,796,000,000 and 800,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions per year. That also means that the carbon emissions increase linearly to the rice wastage, which is concerning to say the least. And that begs the question, how can we lessen excess rice since it's directly connected to the emissions of greenhouse gases? Since we cannot just force Filipinos to change their consumption habits, as this issue requires gradual implementation. What we can do, however, is to spread awareness of rice wastage and start small.
To reduce food waste, Filipinos are highly encouraged to do the following: have a meal plan and scrape up every piece of food on their plates, or simot for a more familiar term. Refrigerate and defrost rice waste. Cooked rice can be frozen, a great way to prevent food waste. If you prefer not to eat leftover rice, giving it to your pets or stray animals is better than throwing it in the bin. Compost them. We can turn the rice into fertilizer granules. Rice waste is rich in various organic matter, such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium nutrients. These actions will lessen the demand for rice and, in turn, reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Remember that even the most minor actions can have the most significant impacts.
If one person consumes rice responsibly, it can decrease the waste produced by rice wastage by a very small percentage. However, if a great amount of people practice proper rice consumption, it will be a great factor environmentally and economically.
A responsible consumable of rice is going to be benefit for our country because the Philippines is oriented around agriculture and rice and what else. And yeah, I think moderate use of rice is also beneficial for our health and other factors.
In regards to environmental concerns, consuming rice responsibly can mitigate the issues of methane emissions it produces. Therefore, consuming rice in moderation can help reduce the production of greenhouse gases and mitigate its contribution to climate change. In conclusion, responsible consumption of rice can lead to a variety of developments, but it can also minimize negative effects on the environment and support a balanced diet.
As we conclude this short documentary on rice and its effects on the environment, it is evident that the cultivation and consumption of rice plays a crucial role in shaping our world. From water usage to methane emissions, rice leaves an undeniable carbon footprint on our planet. Always remember that our choices have a direct impact on the environment. Whether it's supporting sustainable agriculture or opting for alternative foods, we hold the power to shape a more eco-friendly future. As we navigate the delicate balance between feeding a growing population and preserving our planet, let us remain mindful of the environmental consequences of our daily choices.